Alright, what's up everybody? We're back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today we're going to be talking about last night's Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Celtics find a way to come back and defeat the Pacers in Indiana to take a 3-0 series lead. We're going to talk all about last night's game here in today's video. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, do all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. Really helps out a lot. Join the membership if you want to learn more about the membership. There's a video on my channel explaining all of it. You can go back and watch that. Links to my Twitter, TikTok, stuff like that. Description down below. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right to it. So we had Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals last night. The Celtics and Pacers back in Indiana. Celtics, of course, won the first two games. They're up 2-0. With Pacers, no Tyrese Halliburton due to a hamstring injury. And everybody in the world counted out the Indiana Pacers in this game. And this turned into a crazy game. So we start the game. First quarter, Jason Tatum comes out very aggressive. The Celtics come out. They get off to a good start. I think they're up like 9 at one point or 12 at one point. And I don't know if it was first quarter or early second quarter. But the Celtics get off to a decent start. You know, Jason Tatum has a really good first quarter. Al Horford hits a couple three-pointers. And it's like, all right, you know, here comes Boston. You know, they hit a couple threes. Starting to get off. They're playing really solid defense. But Indiana has that aggression to them. Pascal Siakam comes out early, has 11 points in the first quarter. Miles Turner left the game early, came back and had a couple shots to end the first quarter. TJ McConnell coming off the bench doing his thing. And Indiana makes this a 1 point. It's only a 1 point game at the end of the first quarter. Jason Tatum has 15 points in the first quarter, 6 for 10 shooting. But no one else on Boston really does much besides Al Horford hit 2 threes. Derek White hit a 3. Pritchard had like a little jumper after that. Not really much going for Boston. For Indiana, they win the rebounding battle. They have 10 rebounds in the first quarter, including an offensive rebound from TJ McConnell. The Celtics did not have an offensive rebound, which was a big part of Game 2. And yeah, Indiana goes 5 for 5 from the free throw line, while Boston goes 3 for 5 from the free throw line. So a little difference there. Pascal's 11, Miles Turner has 8, TJ McConnell has 6 at the end of the first, and it's like, all right, this could be a good game. The second quarter, the Indiana Pacers come out and light it up in the second quarter. They shoot 68% from the field, 15 for 22, 3 for 5 from 3. Andrew Nembhard hitting all 3 of those 3-pointers. They were just unstoppable in that second quarter. Andrew Nembhard, 17 points in the second quarter, 6 for 7 shooting, 3 for 3 from 3. He was amazing. I mean, he was being aggressive, getting to the rim, getting to the mid-range game, knocking it down, making plays for others. The 3-pointers he was hitting, like, he was on fire. He was absolutely phenomenal in that second quarter, and it gave Indiana confidence. Miles Turner hit a couple shots. TJ McConnell hit a couple more shots. And yeah, they had 38 points in the second quarter. Won the rebounding battle 11-5. Won the assist battle 12-7. Shot 68% for the field, 3 for 5 from 3, 100% from the free throw line, while Boston struggled in that quarter. Boston struggled mightily in that quarter. 9 for 21, 5 for 13 from 3, 2 for 4 from the free throw line, got out rebounded by a lot, got out assisted by a lot. Jaylen Brown had 10, but after that, Tatum had 2 for 4, Holiday was 1 for 4, Derek White 0 for 1, Al Horford did a couple threes, the bench didn't do anything. Like, it was bad, and this was one of the things that we talked about for Boston coming into this series, that Boston has times at some point during the regular season and during the playoffs where they just don't look ready to play. They don't look like a true 64-win team. They have times where they kind of look a little lazy, the intensity isn't there, and they showed in the second quarter. They got outscored 38-25, and they were just standing. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, sometimes at points were just standing behind the three-point line. Drew Holiday wasn't really shooting shots. Derek White was just out there. The bench didn't do anything. The defense was not there. They're letting the Pacers walk to the rim. Like, they didn't look like they wanted to play in the second quarter. And Indiana had a 12-point lead at halftime. After Boston cut it down, they scored like 8 points to end the second quarter before Nembhard hit a big three-pointer. And yeah, first half, down by 12. You're losing the rebounding battle, 21-10. The assist battle, 20-12. They only hit 3 threes in the first half, and you hit 10. Yeah, you're still down because the Pacers shoot 63% in the first half. 10 for 10 for the free throw line, while you missed 4 free throws. So, yeah, Boston just doesn't look like they want to play. Indiana looks like they're taking over this game. And honestly, I was saying the start of the third quarter is going to be the real deciding factor. Because if the Pacers come out to start the third quarter and put them away and have a little run, go back up 18-20, it could be over. But if Boston has a good start to the third quarter, then, you know, things happen. And none of those things really happen. Both teams kind of just, like, went through it. Both teams had it was a pretty bad shooting third quarter for both sides. You know, the third quarter, Boston was 7 for 22, 2 for 13 from 3. While Indiana was 10 for 26, 0 for 9 from 3. Difference was the free throws, really. Boston was 8 for 9 from the free throw line. Indiana was 1 for 1 from the free throw line. Derek White hit 4 free throws. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown both hit a couple free throws. And that's really was a sign of factor. And the defensive intensity turned up for the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics defensive intensity turned up. They had 8 blocks in the third quarter alone. Tatum had 2 blocks. Horford had 2 blocks. They had plays where I think they had like 4 straight possessions where ended in a block. So Boston's defensive intensity started to turn up, and even though both teams weren't shooting good, they got to the free throw line, and that was a big difference. Getting 7 extra points at the free throw line is huge. And Boston won the quarter 24-21, and it made it a really good game going into the fourth quarter. And once you get to the fourth quarter, both teams again did not shoot the ball super well, even though Boston got a little better. But Indiana was holding on just because Boston had a bad shooting night from 3. I mean, 2 for 13 in the third quarter. Boston had so many opportunities in that third quarter to build a lead or do something, and they just couldn't because the shots were not falling. And it was like, once Indiana gets their offensive groove back, if they do, then Indiana can take this game. And they never really did. We go to the fourth quarter. Boston has a good start to the quarter. The role players, I think the role players were the big deciding factors in this game. Jrue Holiday, Al Horford were the MVPs of this game. Those two kept them in it from the jump. When they're going on their second quarter run, Al Horford hit a couple shots. Jrue Holiday was making good defensive plays. And those guys really stepped up in the fourth quarter as well. Like, those guys did amazing work in the fourth quarter. We go down to the last couple possessions. Boston makes it like a 3-point game. At one point, TJ McConnell trying everything he can. TJ McConnell and Andrew Nembhard are really trying to close this game out. McConnell hits a 3, then he had a layup on the other end. It was an 8-point game, and it was like, dang, this might be over, But then Tatum comes down, hits a 3-pointer. Nembhard hits 2 free throws. Al Horford comes down and hits a 3-pointer. Jason Tatum made a beautiful pass where he was driving to the rim. He got double teamed, and he made like a behind the back bounce pass to the corner. Al Horford wide open for 3. That was a beautiful pass from Tatum. He did that a couple times in this game. Come down the other end. Siakam missed the layup. And then Jrue Holiday. On the fast break, Jrue Holiday gets fouled and 1. The Celtics take the 1-point lead. We come down the other end. Nembhard misses a little fadeaway mid-range jumper. Come down. Tatum misses a layup with 10 seconds left. And Indiana gets the ball. And instead of taking a timeout, instead of Rick taking a timeout, they try to push while the Celtics defense was not set. Andrew Nembhard comes down. And Jrue Holiday shows why he is one of the greatest defenders in the NBA. Because Andrew Nembhard come down. Jrue Holiday just harassed him. Took the ball out of his hands. They get free throws. Holiday makes 2 free throws. 3-point game. Then 1 second left. The Pacers run like a 4 verticals type play, I guess. Aaron Nesmith gets a decent look for 3. It's off. And Boston comes back and defeats Indiana in game 3. They outscored Indiana 33-21 in the fourth quarter. And overall, they won the second half 57-42. Jrue Holiday had 9 points in the fourth quarter with 5 assists. Al Horford had 8 points and 2 3-pointers in the fourth quarter. Remember, Indiana, 8 for 21 shooting, 38% in the fourth quarter. They were 2 for 5 from 3. They lost the rebounding battle 13-7. The assist battle 8-4. Boston hit 4 more free throws than them. And in the second half overall, Indiana shot 38% from the field and 14% from 3 with only 4 free throw attempts in the second half. So their offense just went really cold. Boston showing their experience, showing their playoff pedigree in this game, staying in it no matter what, even though, again, they should have been smacking this team without Tyrese Halliburton, but they were down 18 at one point. But they found a way to come back and stay in it just long enough to when their offense started to click, Indiana had nothing they could do. And their defensive intensity turned up, which is one of the things I like to see. Boston turned up their defensive intensity, especially in that third quarter. They had 8 blocks. They finished with 12 blocks in the game, and they come out and win. Jason Tatum, 36, 10, and 8. He was the only one that I could say for a lot of this game was aggressive. He was aggressive in the first quarter. You could make an argument second quarter he wasn't really there, but second half he started to turn up, made a couple big shots, got to the free throw line, made some really nice passes. Again, that pass to Al Horford from the paint to the corner, the behind the back was just beautiful. And Tatum had a really good game. Jaylen Brown, 24 points on 10 for 18 shooting. Al Horford was the MVP in this game. It was Al Horford and Jrue Holiday won this game for Boston, I think. Al Horford, 23 points, 3 blocks, 7 3-pointers. Jrue Holiday, even though he shot just 4 for 10, 1 for 6 and 3, 14, 9 and 3 with 3 steals, and 9 points in the fourth quarter, including the game-winning shots. So Jrue Holiday was big. And then Derek White had 13, 5 and 7 and 4 blocks in this game as well. Looking at it, Boston shot 47% from the field, 16 threes to 5 threes. They won the free throw battle 20 for 26, while Indiana was 14 for 14. They did lose the rebounding battle eventually, and the assist battle, but the second half they won the rebounding battle. So that's a big thing. For Indiana, this is a very hard loss. Very hard loss. Game 1, of course, we had the turnovers at the end of the game where Boston came back in overtime and won it. Game 2 they got dominated, so game 2 whatever. This game was another very hard loss. I mean, up 18 at one point, and you just let the game slip away. A bad shooting second half after they shot 64% probably in the first half. They came back down to earth and just didn't have a response. Andrew Nemhart had an amazing game, 32 points, 9 assists, 12 for 21 shooting. He was phenomenal in this game. Miles Turner had 22 and 10, 22 for Pascal Siakam. I would have liked to see Pascal Siakam be a lot more aggressive in the second half, in the fourth quarter. Second half, how many points did he have in the second half? He had 7 points on 3 for 8 shooting in the second half. I think he needs TJ McConnell took more shots than him. I think he needed to be a lot more involved in the second half. Personally, for me, TJ McConnell 23 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists off the bench, 10 for 17. He was phenomenal in this game as well. And just, yeah, a tough loss, really. I mean, you shoot 50% for the field, 100% for the free throw line. You win the rebounding battle, the assist battle. You have 11 turnovers, so there's 7. So you lost the turnover battle. The 3-point battle, 5 for 22 from 3. Andrew Nemhart hit 4. McConnell hit 1. After that, Miles Turner was 0 for 3. Siakam 0 for 3. Neesmith 0 for 2. Shepard 0 for 3. Just really, that's a really, really tough loss for Indiana. And now you're down 3-0. 1 game left, potentially, in your season. And yeah, Boston Celtics just come out. They find a way to win. It's not the prettiest win. It's not just kind of like game 1 where it was like a really disappointing game. Should have came out and dominated, didn't. You had to rely on the other team kind of missing shots for you to kind of get back in it. But at the end of the day, a win is a win. And they're up 3-0 no matter what. No matter what you say about game 1, game 3, they should have lost both those games, probably. But at the end of the day, they won. They didn't lose. And they're up 3-0, and they're 1-1 away, going back to the NBA Finals. So that's really all you can say right now. And we'll see what happens in Game 4. I honestly kind of expect Boston to win this in Game 4. I just don't know how much fight Indiana has left in them after 2 tough losses in a row. Well, not in a row, but 2 tough losses in the series. But we'll see what happens. Maybe Halliburton can play Game 4. I'm not really sure. But yeah, again, this is a hard loss for Indiana, man. That's a hard loss. Very, really hard loss for them. But shout out to the Celtics, man. They find a way. But yeah, it's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you like the content around here, consider subscribing, turn notifications, do all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.